hum of the generator was a constant rhythm in our Lekki apartment, a familiar song of Lagos life. But tonight, it felt like a drone, magnifying the silence between us. Amara sat on the plush sofa, her eyes fixed on her phone, while I knew she was not seeing anything. Her usual vibrant energy, the spark that drew me to her, had dwindled to a flicker. It had been like this for months, ever since she returned from Enugu after her father's passing. My heart ached, a deep, unsettling unease growing within me. This was not the Amara I fell in love with. 3 years. 3 years, we would build something beautiful. I was a tech lead, thriving in the organized chaos of Lagos. My career was solid. My apartment in Lekki was a haven, and my dream of building a family felt closer than ever, with Amara by my side. She would move from Enugu, leaving a calmer life to be with me in this bustling city, and for a long time, she had embraced it. We would talk for hours about our future, the children we would have, the adventures we would embark on. Now, those conversations felt like echoes from a distant past. Her father's death was the catalyst. I remembered the call, her voice, hoarse with grief, telling me she was going back to Enugu. I flew with her, stayed as long as I could, offered comfort amidst the throng of sympathizers at their family compound. I thought time and my unwavering support would heal her. But when she returned to Lagos, it was like a shadow had moved into her skin. The girl who once laughed freely, who would dance to Afrobeats in the living room, was gone, replaced by someone quiet, distant, and utterly heartbroken. I tried everything. I begged. I cooked her favorite jollof rice, suggested weekends away, booked us a table at that fancy restaurant in Ikoyi we both loved. I gave her space when she needed it, held her close when she seemed ready. But she was a ghost in our home. Her responses were clipped, her gaze often vacant. The intimacy, both emotional and physical, had evaporated. I found myself walking on eggshells, desperate to fix whatever was broken, but feeling utterly powerless. What was happening to us? The pressure from my family did not help. My mother, bless her heart, would call every week. Kunle, you are not getting younger. Amara is a good girl. When are we hearing wedding bells? When will I carry my grandchildren? I would deflect, tell her we were fine, but her words echoed my own growing anxieties. I was 38. I wanted to be a father. I loved Amara. But this limbo, this endless waiting for her to snap out of it, was slowly eroding my patience, making me feel like a selfish man for even thinking it. One evening, after another silent dinner, I gently suggested she see someone, a therapist. Amara, maybe talking to a professional would help. You have been through a lot. Her eyes, usually so expressive, were hollow. What would I tell them, Kunle? That I feel lost? That this city, your dream city, sometimes feels like a cage? That I miss Enugu, even the quiet, boring parts? Her voice was barely a whisper, laced with an unfamiliar bitterness. I saw a fleeting glimpse of resentment in her eyes, directed not at me, but at our shared life, at Lagos itself. The breaking point came at a friend's engagement party. The air was thick with laughter, music, and the smell of suya. My friends, Chidi and Sei, clapped me on the back, teasing me about being next. Amara, however, sat quietly at our table, barely touching her puff-puff, her smile strained. When Sei's fiancé, Funmi, tried to engage her, Amara offered only monosyllabic answers. The vibrancy of the party, the joy around us, only amplified her isolation. I felt a surge of frustration, then shame. I was embarrassed, not of her, but of my inability to reach her, of the gulf that had grown between us. I drove her home in near silence through the notorious Lagos traffic, the city lights blurring past. The generator was on again as we entered the apartment, its hum a heavy thrum in my chest. I could not hold it in any longer. Amara, I started, my voice tight. I love you, you know that. But I need to know what is happening. We talked about the future, a family. I am 38 and I need clarity. Are we still on the same page? The words hung in the air, sharp and painful, carving a canyon between us. And then she broke. The dam I had not known she was holding burst. Tears streamed down her face, silent at first, then racking sobs that shook her entire body. I feel so alone, Kunle, she choked out, her voice raw. This city, it is too much. It is loud, it is fast, and I am just lost in it. I miss the quiet of Enugu, the faces I knew. She paused, gasping for breath. And my father, it was not just grief. He was complicated, abusive, and now all of it is resurfacing. I feel empty, Kule. I do not even know who I am anymore, let alone if I can be the wife and mother you deserve. Her words hit me like a physical blow. It was not about me. It was not a rejection of our love. It was her, drowning in a sea of grief, trauma, and the overwhelming anonymity of Lagos, a city she would move to for me. My frustration melted away, replaced by a surge of understanding, of protective love. I knelt beside her, pulling her into my arms, holding her tight as her sobs finally subsided. The generator hummed on, but its noise faded into the background. All I heard was her fragile breathing and my own heart breaking for her, but also for the first time in months, filled with a new, clear purpose. We will figure this out together, Amara, I whispered, holding her tighter. But you need to heal. We will find a therapist, someone who understands. And maybe we visit Enugu more often, or we find a way to build your own community here, beyond just me. I did not push for answers about our timeline, about the family we desired. That could wait. Her well-being, her healing was all that mattered now. I had wanted clarity, and in her brokenness, I had found it. True love was not about deadlines, but about unwavering support through the darkest of times. I knew the journey ahead would not be easy. Healing takes time, especially when the wounds run deep. But as I held Amara, feeling the steady beat of her heart against mine, I also felt a renewed sense of hope. The silence between us was finally broken, replaced by the vulnerable honesty that had been missing for so long. The city outside still hummed with its endless energy, but within the walls of our apartment, a new, stronger foundation was being laid. One built not just on dreams, but on understanding, patience, and an enduring love that was ready to face any wahala together.